Right, now that we have this internal force of the body moving at a greater amplitude, we can apply a technique to an individual vertebrae to help shift it back into its natural range of motion. A lot of times people talk about vertebrae being misaligned, and to some degree that's a misconcept. What has happened actually is that through these compressions that we talked about a little while ago, the space between the vertebrae has become compressed, reduced, so it cannot flow through its natural range of movement. When the body's at rest, when you're sitting, when you're moving, but especially when the body's at rest, each vertebrae is still moving through a gentle range of motion, which looks like it's rocking side to side. And when that space gets compressed, the vertebrae is not capable of that, and so it may move to one side and get locked in that position. In this work with life force recovery, what we do is first we decompress the space, and then we encourage the structures, the muscles, to move freely within the normal range of motion inside of that space. So now through what we've done to this point, we've decompressed the body, and particularly the work we did at the sacrotuberal ligament, and now the work we did with the release of the central channel, has really decompressed deep inside the spine and has relieved the forces of compression that cause these vertebrae to get blocked or stuck at a certain point within their range of motion, which then makes it appear that it's out of so-called alignment. Like this. And I notice a little bit pushing out one direction or another, nothing extreme. Because as soon as I get to this point, it pushes me to the right. Now what I can do to confirm that is to push it to the right, and again, since it feels like it's moved that way, it'll have more give and more spring. And it does. It has a pretty good give toward the right. Then I'll test it going to the left, and there it has resistance to movement. You can almost see that in the response to by the body. So we can assume that this vertebrae, spinous process, has gotten stuck on the right side. The space is compressed and it's unable to move, and it became stuck on that right side. So now what we're going to do is take it a little further to the right side, because that's the way that it's willing to go. And the theory here is let it go the way that it likes to go, which is also more toward the misalignment. And then we'll take it in the direction that it needs to go, which is to the left side, away from the misalignment. We're really not making any kind of adjustment or correction ourselves. We're only telling the body, would you like to recover the movement here that has been blocked or stuck? And we're actually just encouraging the internal force of the body, which now we've built up through the treatment. More and more force from within, recovering space, creating decompression, is coming to that place where this joint space has been shut down and opening it. So it's actually the receiver's body itself that's making the correction. We're just giving guidelines for that. We're just indicating where that force needs to arrive in order to make the correction.